Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So this video is going to be indie makeup releases, which is my weekly video where I talk about new releases on the indie market and get to share with you guys probably some releases you've seen, but hopefully some you haven't as well, and kind of do a cool mixture. I normally throw in a few mainstream releases at the end whenever I really want to talk about them or something specifically catches my eye, but I'm super excited. Today is actually only Wednesday because I'm pre-filming for one, and also I've got some things coming up this Thursday and Friday, and I know that they're going to be really busy, so I thought may as well just film it a little early, so if I miss anything super crazy or exciting, that's why. But I'm hoping next week I'm supposed to be getting back from my trip either Saturday or Sunday, so most likely I'm still going to film any makeup releases, but it'll go up on Monday, most likely. I'm pretty sure that's my plan right now, but something, it's not set in stone by any means. So this series is inspired by Angelica Nikis and Samantha March. I have both of their channels linked down below always whenever I do this video, because they were the ones. Samantha was the original creator and Angelica was the one who inspired me to start doing it myself. And then I also have all the Instagram accounts that I use to get the information to make this video happen every single week, because I've got to have pictures from somewhere. And then what else do I have? I have the community Will I Buy It playlist. So if you're obsessed with these videos like I am, you can click on that playlist and keep hearing people's opinions and maybe find a new creator. So before we jump into the actual video and everything and the new releases, I did want to mention just very briefly, really quickly, I'm probably going to make a community post, but Teespring, that's the site that I have my merch through. I'll throw something on screen that says Proud Makeup Lover. So basically there's a promo code which is cool for class, COOL for the number CLASS. So if you would like to buy anything and save 10% off, Teespring is doing that themselves. I feel like I tried to figure out promo codes, and because my profit is so low, it didn't want to work for me, is what I came to the conclusion of, or I'm just very technologically challenged, which could also be it. But anyways, that's the little code there if you have been looking at anything and want to save 10% off. Also, in case you're curious, I was going to start, but I always get questions about what's happening on my face. I'm using the Secret palette from Focallure, which I did a little first impression on, so that should be going up on my channel in a week or two sometime. But here's what it looks like. So that's what my eye look is, and then my highlighter is Lunch Money from ColourPop, and my lip gloss is Marc Jacobs Cream and Sugar. So now let's go ahead and just jump into the new releases. The first one that I have here, let me pull this up, I meant to talk about last week. I had it screenshotted. I had it in my I always screenshot exactly what I'm going to talk about to make it easier when I'm editing, so I have them in order and everything. And I was editing and I saw the picture pull up because I was there, and I'm like, wait, I didn't talk about this. So I don't understand how I skipped it. I don't know what happened there. But this is the AmiHeartsBeauty Foodie collection, which is a new collection from AmiHeartsBeauty. There's 2 full palettes, which I feel like 2 full palettes in one collection is kind of a lot. It's a little bit overwhelming, but they do definitely have their own vibes. There's one that there's some pops of warm, neutrally peachy brown colors, but then the rest of the palette is just a rainbow palette basically, and it looks to be all matte. And then the other palette is kind of this cooler color scheme. I'm not sure if that's, I don't think that's all shimmer. Maybe it is, I can't tell. But I like the color scheme of the other palette because it's a little more subdued. It's a little more interesting, the yellows, the blues, the greens, the grays. But neither of the palettes are something I see personally purchasing for myself. They also came out with some lip products. I think the shade Berry Juice is really, really pretty. I like the pigment. Their flakes really call to me. They have the one Gummy Bears and Grape Soda. Those look stunning. So it all around looks like a cute collection. There's different pigments and stuff, but I don't plan on personally purchasing anything because it doesn't scream out to me. So next, I just wanted to mention this really quickly, is the new releases from Kaleidos Makeup. They have the new Futurism VR Neon and the Futurism Electro Turquoise palette, which I'll throw the picture up on screen, but I did do full videos on both of these. I did a review and 2 looks on both palettes. So if you would like to hear my thoughts on them, that is already live on my channel. I also did a review in 2 looks using the Maybe Cosmetics Take Me to Istanbul palette that just came out. So I had 2 looks and reviews in a row, which I'm so sorry, but I knew like they were all kind of hot items, so it just ended up going together. But if you're curious about my thoughts on any of those, it's all live now. So I'm not really going to talk about it now. I'll just leave it for there if you want to hear what I have to say from actually trying it and everything. So next from Touch of Glam Beauty is the new Sparkly Multi-Shifter in the shade You Got It Dude, which I love Full House so much. Ooh, I love John Stamos. Anyways, name aside, which definitely caught my attention, this looks so beautiful. The different shift between like the periwinkle and the light blue and the purpley and the like ultraviolet purple that goes through it. Like, it just looks stunning, and I am kind of obsessed with the shifters from Touch of Glam Beauty. So this has been added to my future wish list, which is continuously growing because they do very small releases. They do just a shade here and there. So it's like I'll make an order and it's like the next week it's like, oh, that's a new beautiful shade. I really want it. So I have a continuous wish list, but that's really, really pretty. All right, so next is from Aloise Beauty, and this is their new Queen palette. And I think this is really pretty. It definitely caught my attention. There's like a mixture of like purples and pinks, but then there's also like a really bright gold. There's a little bit of like warm neutrals, but mostly it's purple and pink. It actually kind of reminds me of a more curated version of the Morphe 39S, I believe it was called, that like gigantic purple palette they came out with. That's what this reminds me of, just a little bit smaller. So I think it's really pretty. I like it. Do I need to buy it? No. No, I don't. All right, so next, a release that definitely 100% has my attention and is potentially on my list of things to buy. This is from Lethal Cosmetics, and they are coming out with a new collection, and they're sneak peeking some shades. So this first one here looks to be like a really beautiful periwinkle matte. Like, that is just delicious. I love it. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm going to have to go back now and screenshot. They actually revealed another shade. I'm going to screenshot that now so I don't forget to put it in the video. And this one is called Surge, and it looks to be like a true cobalt metallic blue, or not metallic, sorry, a true cobalt matte blue, which definitely caught my attention as well. So I'm very, very curious to see what their color story ends up being. So far, I like it. All right, next. This palette. So I have a story. It's not that in depth, but basically I was on my phone today and I was scrolling through Instagram stories and I saw a sponsored post and I saw the biggest palette I've ever seen in my life, and I was like, oh, that is huge. Like, it was definitely a moment of like wow, like what the heck is going on with that palette? Not a moment of awe or anything, but I was just like, So I screenshotted it. I looked on the brand's page and, I saw that it was available. And I went ahead to post it on Indie Makeup Spotlight because I'll be honest, sometimes on Indie Makeup Spotlight, there's things that I post and I'm like I have my personal opinion about things, but I try to keep that page very, very like Switzerland. Like, I've posted things that I wouldn't buy, brands that I don't like, color schemes that I think are stupid, like, of course, because I just try to post all different indie and smaller brands and stuff like that on Indie Makeup Spotlight. So I knew, like, as I was posting this picture, I was like, oh gosh, this is gonna be crazy, because I just could only imagine the reactions of people, and the comments have not disappointed me one bit. I immediately, as soon as I posted it, I tagged Angelica, because I can't wait to hear her roast this and call it a table. Honestly, in that moment when I was posting it, I felt like Regina George in Mean Girls when she has all the pages of the burn book and she like starts like throwing it through the hallway and like in the classrooms and the lockers, and like, you know, all hell is about to break loose. Pardon my French. That I couldn't think of another way to phrase that. Like, that's what was about to happen. So I don't know. I had a lot of joy from posting this picture and seeing how people would react to it. So my personal opinion, I would never buy this palette. For one, it is just too much. Like, I like, people say like they can't store things, but I'm like, this, I can't store this. Like, there's absolutely no way I could store this. Like, where am I gonna put that? Like, I don't even think it would fit in a drawer. Not to mention, there's so many pressed glitters. And this part actually is kind of funny to me. There's shades that the names just don't even make sense. Like, there's a bright metallic blue in the middle called Rose Gold. There's a chunky, like, taupey metallic called Crease, which if you put that in your crease, more power to you, but I just think it's a funny name for that. There is a like chunky metallic red called Blend. I think I'd rather die than blend with that. So I think the names are kind of funny. Like, also next to Rose Gold, there is a deep cobalt blue called Chocolate. I don't know what China chocolate they're eating, but they should probably check the expiration date and throw that away. Oh gosh, this is so funny. There's a like silvery gold called Forest. I'm having a little bit too much fun looking at the names. There's a like grass green called Iced Out. Oh gosh, this is, did I even tell you what this is? This is the exotic pop palette from Qing Beauty Shop. It's available now. It's $30. I think maybe, you know, when you see products and you're like, I would never buy that, but you see a good video idea out of it. I mean, I could see someone posting this and using it and be like, world's biggest palette. Like, I could see that happening. But I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I'm just waiting to hear other people's opinion on it. That's what I'm waiting for. All right, next is the new Spirit Board palette from Peachy Queen. And I think the color scheme of this is really pretty. It's like all cool tones. There's some pops of purple. There's a little bit of blue. I don't know. I think the color scheme kind of stands out and it's kind of different, especially to everything that's on the market right now. And like, not everything that's on the market right now, but just recent releases, I would say. It almost feels a little bit autumnal, but the theme is just not my vibes. Like, I'm not about the other side. I don't mess with those kind of things. I guess since my childhood, it was like ingrained in me, like bad. Like, especially like, I remember like there would be scary movies. My mom wouldn't even let me watch it if there was a Ouija board in it. So I've just always stayed far away. It's like a childhood fear that's continued through. And I don't know. I don't like to think about those things. I don't like to think, I mean, I genuinely believe ghosts exist because I lived in England and like I've seen crazy things. My family has seen crazy things, but I should backtrack. It's not just like England's the only place where ghosts are. It's just that the particular neighborhood where I lived in, there had been houses and there was like a neighborhood fire and I guess it burnt all the houses down and they just built more houses on top. So it was kind of a creepy thing just going in. But anyways, it's not my vibe. So it's something I just wouldn't buy. I know that's just me. That's just me. It's just no. No. I also don't like candles because I'm so scared of catching things on fire. Like, even now, like I'm a whole adult-ish and I still don't like candles. Like, they freak me out because I constantly feel like I'm gonna start a house fire because it was so ingrained in me as a child. Don't play with fire. Don't play with fire. No candles at all. No candles here. No candles there. Like, the only place we were ever allowed to have candles was on the oven, like not the oven, like the stove top, because I don't know, that was the only safe place, I guess, and that's still what I do. So this is just like, I say all this not saying that I'm judging anyone who's into this or who loves this kind of thing. Like, more power to you. I'm not judging by any means, but for me, this is like, no. No thanks. I'll just take a milkshake palette and go. Alright, next from Sigma is the new Enchanted palette, and we talked about this last week because I thought the packaging was beautiful. I'm a little bit let down by the inside. It's like a neutral palette with a little tiny pop of purple in it, and I think there's like maybe like 2 green shades. I don't know. I don't really love this. I saw someone commented and said that it reminded them of the You're So Money palette from Kylie Cosmetics, which even though I don't like the theme of that, I think the color scheme is so much more appealing than this one. Like this, I feel like this is a much, much, much more muted version of that. So I think it's cool that there's a brush in there actually, because I feel like if anyone's going to do a good quality brush with a palette, it's Sigma. But it's not something I personally plan on purchasing. Alright, next from Melt Cosmetics is their new lipstick collection, and this is their Undertone Noods, and it's 5 different liquid lipstick shades for $19 each. This is pretty. I mean, I love nude lipsticks. I've never tried any lip products from Melt, and I still have a Melt Cosmetics gift card that's burning a hole in my pocket, but I haven't bought anything, and it's been like 4 months, so I'm slowly waiting for the perfect release. I will say that I really like the shade Ginger for obvious reasons. No, I love shades like that like gingery, orangey, fall type of color. But because I love shades like that, I already have so many that I could think of right off the top of my head. I have Ofra Miami Fever. I have, was it Aesthetic from A Dose of Colors and I Love Sarah E. I have Ginger from Kylie Cosmetics. I have a lot of shades like that. I'm sure I have another Dose of Color one as well that I just can't even think of off the top of my head. So I don't need it at all, but that's the one shade here that definitely caught my attention. But I'm like not even allowing myself to think about lipsticks. I do not need any more lip products. So to continue that trend is the new Elcie Cosmetics lip product. These are their lip vinyls, and it says they're a lip lacquer delivering maximum color and shine while moisturizing lips with energizing vitamins. That sounds kind of gimmicky to me. I think the packaging looks pretty. I like Elcie Cosmetics. I like a glossy lip, but I look at this collection and the swatches, and I don't see my perfect nude. Like, I really love light nudes, but I like them to be more on the neutral side, and like Angel's way too pink for me. Paige is way too orange. Cora is like an orangey shade. Tara is a little too brown. Rosie's definitely too pink. And then Sandy, it's kind of the neutral shade I want, but not quite light enough. I can see why these would be favorites for a lot of people, but for me personally, like my go-to nude, which of course I don't need any more of my go-to nude, but I just don't see it here, so it's not something I would be interested in either way. Even if I needed a new lip product, that's not something I would be looking for. Alright, so next is a new palette from Anasazi Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina, and I kind of mentioned this last week, but I didn't show you the palette because it hadn't been revealed yet, and I didn't want to post it until it had been officially announced, even though I'd seen the, what's it called? The pictures that were leaked. I saw the leaked pictures, jeez. So I already told y'all last week that I really like it, but now seeing swatches and everything, I love it even more. I think it's stunning. Like, okay, first of all, packaging I think is really beautiful. Like, I love the packaging that Jackie decided on. I think like the purpley, the blue, the scaly, the way it shifts, holographic, like all really pretty. I think the color scheme is beautiful. The pinks, the purples, like the perfect neutral tones, the like one green pop of shimmer. I really like it. I think it's beautiful. Like, there's something so aesthetically pleasing about this palette to me, and I can see a lot of people recently have said that they feel like they already own this palette, but for me, I I have the Norvina palette, I'll admit, but I don't really see it. I think the Norvina palette and this would be actually be excellent companions in my opinion, but I didn't buy the Alyssa Edwards palette. I didn't buy the Riviera palette. You know, I feel like I've been skipping out on a lot of Anasazi releases because it just hasn't intrigued me. So for that reason, I'm even more intrigued by this one because I just really, really like the color scheme. So I'm personally waiting for it to drop on Ulta so that I can use my Ulta points and not pay for it, basically. So I just think it's really beautiful and I can't wait to have it. And it's something I could see using a lot, especially because I feel like I'm going to do a chatty get with me on like channel changes and like so many things in my life because so much has changed recently, and I'll do that in maybe like a month or so when I feel more like I have it all together. But I feel like my makeup style has been changing more to I absolutely love colors, but I want to just make my makeup quick and effortless but still colorful, but just like I feel like I don't even know. I don't know why I'm going on justifying this. I just really like it, so I want it. I also personally really like Jackie, so I'm excited to support her, and I think she did a really beautiful job. And I see a lot of people saying that this palette is going to be so amazing and like the perfect palette from Anasazi Beverly Hills to work on deep skin tones, so I think that's really amazing as well. I do want to preface this really quickly by saying I know some people have really strong opinions about Jackie, and that's fine. We can all have our opinions, but I just ask you to be respectful. Alrighty, so next from Morphe is a new collaboration with Jefree Star. And this was kind of interesting because I saw people talking about Jefree coming out with a new palette, and I was like a little bit intrigued because I do, even though I don't support him and I don't purchase from him, I do think that he's come out with some pretty color schemes. Like, I can't deny that. But I saw this palette and I didn't know that it was a collaboration with Morphe, and I was like, what happened? Like, why is it so different? Like, I didn't understand when I was looking at it. And then I saw that it was a collaboration, which I feel like, it's kind of silly to collaborate with a brand when you own your own brand. I do think the swatches are actually really nice. I definitely think it could have been curated down and it could have been way less colors and still given the same vibes. I think the greens in here are really pretty, but I saw someone kind of do the argument where it's like, I saw a Twitter exchange and someone said, well, maybe he's doing this to make his products more accessible for like a more affordable price tag. And someone else replied and said that if he's doing that, it means that he's taking that normally his products, if they're the same quality, then he like charges way more than what they're worth. Or if they're not the same quality, then he's willing to release something that's not as good just to make a quick buck. So I think that's very interesting, and I don't know, I think that the color scheme is pretty, like I said, like the pinks and the greens, and honestly, I think my favorite parts about this color scheme I could sum down into the blush type Paulina palette, to be honest, because I just think that there's something so pretty about pink and green contrasting each other. It's not something I see myself purchasing. I don't think it's the worst palette ever. Like, I see people losing it, and I don't think it's ugly by any means. Like, I think it's, like, I would give it a C+, maybe, just from looking at it. But, I don't know. Again, the collaborating with a brand when you have your own brand, it's a little bit weird to me. All right, so the last thing we had to talk about today is from Voss, and this is their new Vibes palette, which definitely caught my attention because it is very, very bright, and it looks to be an all matte neon rainbow palette. I mean, I think it's pretty in its own right, and I think it would be an excellent companion if you only buy from Voss and you have their original rainbow palette. If you did rainbow and vibes together, rainbow vibes, I think that that would be really, really good because the rainbow palette is all rainbow shimmer shades and metallic shades. So I think, I guess I see it, like I see the idea and why they want to do it, but for me, it's definitely just something I don't need, and I have no urge to buy or try or anything, so that's going to be a pass for me. Alright guys, so that is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!